Welcome to Cherry Blossom BL Story, where emotions bloom and stories unfold. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's chapter.
In the shadowed halls of Aetherion Academy, two rival heirs have spent years spilling blood over a poison that killed one father and scarred two houses forever. Elian Voss, sharp-tongued, ruthless, hiding the Omega truth that would destroy his legacy. Draven Blackthorne, dominant alpha, fiercely protective, sworn to bury every Voss alive. They hate each other, they fight like animals, they bruise and bleed and break tables in crowded corridors, until one heat cycle shatters every lie, one possessive bite changes everything. One confession under moonlight turns enemies into mates. What starts as vengeance ends in forever, a forbidden knot, a united house, and two broken boys who finally find home in each other's arms. Chapter 13. Draven's jealousy. The training field stretched wide beneath a bruised afternoon sky, grass worn thin in patches from countless boots and falls. The air carried the sharp tang of sweat, crushed turf, and the metallic bite of practice blades. Elian stood in the center ring marked by white chalk, sleeves rolled to the elbows, dark hair already damp at the temples. Across from him, Cashin circled with easy confidence, broad grin, loose stance, sword held low and playful. Draven watched from the low wooden fence that bordered the practice yard, arms folded, one boot hooked on the bottom rail. He had told himself he was only passing by. He had lied. Cashin lunged, slow, teasing. Elian parried with a flick of his wrist, sidestepped, and countered with a sharp jab that Cashin blocked with a laugh. The sound carried clearly across the field. Cashin reached out mid-read, ruffled Elian's hair with casual familiarity, then caught his wrist when Elian tried to spin away. He held it a beat too long, thumb brushing the inside of Elian's forearm, before releasing with an exaggerated bow. Elian rolled his eyes but didn't shove him off. He even laughed, short, sharp, genuine. Draven's scent darkened. Smoke and iron thickened until it rolled off him in heavy waves, possessive and edged with warning. Several nearby students glanced over, nostrils flaring, then quickly looked away. The air around the fence grew stifling. Cashin leaned in close again, this time to murmur something in Elian's ear, lips brushing the shell. Elian's mouth curved. He shoved Cashin's shoulder lightly, playful, not hard, not enough, that was it. Draven vaulted the fence in one fluid motion, boots hitting turf with a dull thud. He crossed the field in long, purposeful strides. Students parted without being asked. Cashin noticed him first. The grin faltered. Blackthorne, Draven didn't slow. He reached them, seized the back of Cashin's tunic in one fist, and yanked him backward hard enough that Cashin stumbled. The sword clattered to the ground. Hands, Draven said, voice low and cold, off. Cashin tried for a laugh, nervous now. It's just sparring, man, relax. Draven's grip tightened. Fabric bunched under his knuckles. His eyes never left Cashin's face. I said off. The laughter died. Cashin's Adam's apple bobbed. He raised both hands in surrender, palms open. All right, I'm going. Draven released him. Cashin backed away 3 steps, scooped up his sword, cast one uncertain glance at Elian, then turned and walked fast toward the locker rooms. The rest of the field had gone unnaturally quiet. Elian stood exactly where he'd been left, sword still in hand, breathing a little too fast, silver eyes narrowed. That was unnecessary. Draven rounded on him. You let him touch you. It was sparring. You laughed. Draven stepped closer, crowding him until Elian's back met the fence rail. You let him lean in. You let him hold your wrist like he had the right, and you didn't stop him. Elian lifted his chin. Jealousy doesn't suit you, Blackthorne. Draven's hand shot out, not to grab, but to trace the faint purple mark still visible at Elian's collarbone, the one he'd left with teeth 3 nights ago. His thumb pressed down deliberately. Elian's breath hitched. I don't share, Draven said quietly, especially not you. Elian's retort died on his tongue. Something flickered in his eyes, anger, defiance, and beneath it something softer, unguarded. Draven's other hand curled around the back of Elian's neck, fingers threading into dark hair. He pulled Elian forward until their foreheads nearly touched. "Deny it again," he murmured, "and I'll prove right here in front of everyone who you belong to." Elian stared at him, chest rising and falling, pupils blown wide. Then he moved. His free hand fisted the front of Draven's shirt. He yanked Draven down and kissed him. Fierce, angry, hungry. Teeth clashed, tongues fought. Elian bit Draven's lower lip hard enough to taste copper. Draven answered with a growl that vibrated through both their chests. Draven spun them, pinning Elian against the fence with the full weight of his body. One thigh shoved between Elian's legs, forcing them apart. Elian arched into it instinctively, sword forgotten, clattering to the grass. Draven's mouth moved to Elian's throat, licking over the bruise he'd just pressed, then biting down fresh, marking darker, deeper. Elian's head fell back against the wood with a soft thud. A low, helpless sound escaped him. Draven kissed him again, slower this time, claiming every inch of Elian's mouth like territory already won. When they finally broke apart, both were breathing hard, lips swollen, eyes locked. "And no more sparring with Cashin," Draven said, not a request. Elian's laugh was breathless, ragged. "You're a jealous idiot." Draven's thumb brushed Elian's kiss, bruised mouth, "And you're still pulling me closer." Elian didn't deny it. His fingers stayed tangled in Draven's shirt, tugging him in until their bodies pressed flush again. He rested his forehead against Draven's shoulder for a long moment, silent, steady breathing, the fight draining out of him like water through open hands. Around them, the field slowly remembered how to move. Whispers started, eyes lingered, but neither cared. Draven's arm slid around Elian's waist, possessive, protective. He pressed a surprisingly gentle kiss to Elian's temple. "Mine," he murmured against sweat, damp hair. Elian exhaled shakily. "Yeah," he said, so quiet only Draven could hear. "Yours." The word hung between them, simple, irrevocable. The old rivalry still smoldered beneath the surface, sharp, edged and familiar, but something deeper had taken root, something neither of them could, or wanted to, uproot. And in the quiet aftermath, with Elian's head still tucked against his shoulder and Draven's hand splayed wide across his back, the shift felt permanent. Chapter 14. Locker room claimed the locker room was nearly empty by the time Elian finished showering. Most of the class had already cleared out, rushing to dinner, study hall, or the next obligation. Steam still hung thick in the air, curling around the rows of dented grey lockers and dripping from the shower heads in slow, steady plinks. Elian stood at his locker in nothing but a loose, lung towel, hair dripping dark strands across his shoulders, skin flushed from hot water and the lingering ache of training. He reached for his shirt. A shadow fell across the tiles. Draven stepped in from the corridor, already changed into black sweats and a fitted tank, hair still damp, scent rolling ahead of him, smoke and iron, heavier now, edged with something darker, hungrier. Elian didn't turn. "If you're here to gloat about Cashin again," Draven moved fast. He closed the distance in 3 strides, hand slamming the locker door shut just as Elian tried to pull his shirt from the hook. Metal rang. Elian spun only to find himself caged, Draven's palms flat on either side of his head, broad shoulders blocking the light, body heat radiating like a furnace. "Delicate," Draven murmured, eyes raking down Elian's bare torso. Lean muscle, sharp collarbones, the faint purple constellation of marks still fading from their last encounter. All sharp edges and pretty bruises. "Look at you, built like something that should be handled with care." Elian's lip curled. "I'm not fragile." No, Draven's knee nudged between Elian's thighs, forcing them apart just enough to press their hips together. "Then why do you tremble every time I get close?" Elian shoved at his chest, half-hearted. Draven caught both wrists in one hand, pinned them above Elian's head against the cold metal. The towel slipped lower. Elian's breath hitched. Draven leaned in, nose brushing the damp skin beneath Elian's ear. "You smell like soap and slick." like you've been thinking about me the whole shower." "Fuck off," Elian hissed, but his hips rolled forward, instinctive, needy. Draven's free hand slid down Elian's side, slow, deliberate, fingers tracing the dip of his waist, the faint ridge of ribs, then lower, hooking the edge of the towel and tugging it free. It pooled at their feet. Elian sucked in a sharp breath, naked now, skin prickling in the humid air, every nerve awake. Draven's mouth found the hollow of his throat first open. Mouth kiss, then teeth, a shallow bite just enough to sting. Elian arched, Draven moved lower, collarbone bite, sternum, lick, then teeth. Nipple, slow circle of tongue, then a sharp nip that made Elian's knees buckle. Draven caught him with a thigh between his legs, holding him upright. "Still pretending you don't want this." Draven's voice was rough, reverent. He dropped to one knee, sudden, shocking, mouth trailing fire down Elian's stomach, over the sharp jut of hip bone. Another bite there, harder, leaving a fresh red crescent. Elian's hands flew to Draven's hair, gripping, pulling, unsure whether to shove him away or hold him closer. Draven looked up Storm, grey eyes dark, pupils blown. "Say stop if you mean it." Elian's throat worked, no sound came. Draven took that as permission. He rose again, spun Elian around so his chest pressed to the locker door, cold metal against overheated skin. Draven kicked Elian's feet wider, pressed flush behind him. One hand braced beside Elian's head, the other slid between his thighs from behind, fingers finding slick heat, stroking slow and sure. Elian moaned, low, broken. Draven's mouth found the nape of his neck, biting down, not quite claiming, but close. "You're dripping for me, again, always." "Shut up," and Elian's words fractured when Draven pushed 2 fingers inside slow, deep, curling just right. Elian's forehead thunked against the locker. Draven worked him open with ruthless patience, adding a 3rd finger, stretching, scissoring, thumb circling the sensitive spot just behind his balls until Elian was shaking, thighs trembling, hips rocking back for more. When Draven finally withdrew his hand, Elian made a small, involuntary whine. Draven shoved his own sweats down just enough, lined up and thrust in slow at first, letting Elian feel every thick inch, then harder, deeper, until he bottomed out with a groan. They stilled for a heartbeat, both breathing ragged, bodies locked together. Then Draven moved, hard, deep. Relentless, one hand braced on the locker beside Elian's, the other wrapped around his hip, fingers digging into the bruise he'd left days ago. Elian pushed back to meet every thrust. Desperate, greedy, the locker rattled with each snap of hips, skin slapped skin. Low growls and bitten, off moans filled the humid air. Draven's mouth stayed at Elian's neck, kissing, biting, murmuring filthy praise against sweat, slick skin, so tight, so perfect, mine fuck mine. Elian came first hard, sudden, clenching around Draven with a choked cry. Draven followed seconds later, deep, pulsing, filling him until Elian could feel the hot spill inside, marking him from the inside out. They stayed like that, Draven still buried deep, chest heaving against Elian's back, lips brushing the shell of his ear. When he finally pulled out, slow and careful, Elian shuddered at the loss. Slick and cum trickled down his thighs. Draven caught it with 2 fingers, pushed it back inside. Possessive, gentle, he turned Elian around, kissed him, slow, deep, tasting of smoke and satisfaction. Then he stepped back. Draven reached into his locker, pulled out a clean towel, a spare uniform shirt and trousers Elian's size, and a small brown bottle of suppressants. He pressed them into Elian's shaking hands. "Clean up," he said, voice smug. "Wouldn't want anyone smelling what a good little Omega you've been." Elian glared, flushed, marked, legs still unsteady, but took the clothes. Draven leaned in one last time, brushed a thumb over the fresh bite on Elian's collarbone. "See you tonight," he murmured. "Wear my shirt." Then he walked out, leaving Elian alone in the steam-filled room, towel clutched to his chest, suppressants in one hand, Draven's scent soaked into his skin. Elian stared at the closed door. He hated how much he already wanted to obey, and he hated even more that he knew he would. Chapter 15. Midnight Intrusion, the Voss family wing, was silent after midnight, save for the distant crash of the Iron Sea against the cliffs below and the occasional creak of ancient stone settling. Elian's private quarters were dark curtains drawn tight, only a thin sliver of moonlight slipping between the heavy velvet to stripe the floorboards silver. He slept uneasily, sheets tangled around his legs, one arm thrown over his eyes as though to block out the world. The suppressants he'd taken before bed left him heavy, limbed, dream-haunted. His body still carried faint echoes of the locker room claim, aches in his hips, a dull throb at the base of his throat where fresh teeth marks bloomed. The window latch clicked. Elian's eyes snapped open. Before he could sit up, a shadow detached from the darkness beside the bed. Draven black, clad barefoot, hair mussed from the climb, loomed over him, one knee already sinking into the mattress. "Miss me?" Draven's voice was low, amused, velvet, rough. Elian jerked upright, heart slamming. "What the hell are you?" Draven's hand clamped gently but firmly over Elian's mouth. The other braced on the headboard, caging him. Moonlight caught the sharp edge of Draven's smile. "SHH, you'll wake the whole wing." He leaned closer, nose brushing Elian's temple. "And I'd hate for anyone to interrupt while I remind you who you belong to." Elian shoved at Draven's chest, half fury, half instinct. Draven caught his wrists easily, pinned them to the pillow above Elian's head with one hand. The mattress dipped as he settled fully over him, thighs bracketing Elian's hips, weight heavy and warm and inescapable. "You broke in," Elian hissed when Draven eased his palm away again. "Technically, I climbed." Draven's free hand slid down Elian's side, slow, deliberate fingers tracing the line of ribs, the dip of waist, then slipping beneath the hem of his sleep shirt to splay across bare stomach. "You left the window cracked, practically an invitation." "I left it cracked because it was hot." Elian's voice cracked on the last word when Draven's thumb brushed the sensitive skin just below his navel. "Hot?" Draven echoed, lips curving against Elian's jaw. "Like you've been all week, still leaking my scent even after you scrubbed yourself raw in the shower. Still hard every time you think about how deep I was inside you." Elian turned his face away, cheeks burning. "Get out." Draven's mouth found the pulse at his throat, slow lick, then teeth grazing the fading bite mark. "No." He kissed him then, slow at first, almost lazy, like he had all night to unravel him. Elian resisted for 3 heartbeats, jaw locked, body stiff, before a low, involuntary sound escaped him and his lips parted. Draven took the invitation immediately, tongue sliding deep, claiming every inch of Elian's mouth with possessive thoroughness. Elian's wrists twisted in Draven's grip, not to escape, but to pull him closer. Draven released them. Elian's hands flew to Draven's shoulders, nails digging in, dragging him down until their chests pressed flush. Draven groaned into the kiss, low, hungry, and rocked his hips once, letting Elian feel how hard he already was. They broke apart only when air became necessary. "You're insufferable," Elian panted. "You're beautiful when you're trying to hate me." Draven's hand slipped lower, beneath the waistband of Elian's sleep trousers, wrapping around him with slow, firm strokes. Elian's hips jerked up into the touch. "And you're already wet for me, again." "Shut up," Elian breathed, but his legs fell open wider, thighs bracketing Draven's hips. Draven stripped him with deliberate care, shirt tugged over his head, trousers slid down and kicked away until Elian lay bare beneath him, skin flushed, marked, trembling. Draven shed his own clothes faster, then settled between Elian's thighs, skin to skin, heat to heat. This time there was no rush. Draven took him slow, deep, rolling thrusts that dragged against every sensitive place inside until Elian was arching, gasping, fingers tangled in Draven's hair. Their mouths stayed close, kissing between moans, sharing breaths, teeth catching on lips and throats. When Draven's knot began to swell, he slowed even further, grinding in tight circles, pressing Elian's thighs up toward his chest so he could sink impossibly deeper. Elian came first, shuddering, clenching, crying out against Draven's shoulder. Draven followed moments later, not locking, pulsing, filling him until Elian could feel every heart throb. They stayed locked together, breathing ragged, hearts hammering in tandem. Draven kissed the corner of Elian's eye, tasting salt. Mine, he whispered against damp skin. Elian's laugh was weak, wrecked. You're delusional. Draven nuzzled into the crook of his neck. And you're still holding me like you never want me to leave. They stayed like that until the knot eased Draven, murmuring low, possessive things against Elian's throat, Elian's fingers tracing idle patterns across Draven's back. When Draven finally slipped free, careful and gentle, Elian shivered at the loss. Draven rose, crossed to the small table by the window where he'd left a satchel earlier. He returned with a tray, warm bread wrapped in cloth, sliced fruit, a glass of water, and the familiar brown bottle of suppressants. He set it on the nightstand and then leaned down to kiss Elian again, slow, lingering. Eat something, Draven murmured. Take 2 of those before you sleep. I'll be back tomorrow night. Elian caught his wrist before he could pull away. You're staying until dawn. Draven's smile was soft, almost tender. Try to make me leave. He climbed back into bed, pulled Elian against his chest, and wrapped both arms around him. Possessive, protective. Elian tensed for a moment, then slowly relaxed, head tucked under Draven's chin, one hand resting over Draven's heart. They lay in silence as the sky outside lightened from black to deep indigo to pale gray. Just before dawn, Draven pressed a final kiss to Elian's temple. Mine, he whispered again, quiet, certain, like a vow. Elian didn't argue. He simply turned his face into Draven's neck and breathed him in. Smoke, iron, safety, and for the first time, the word didn't feel like a cage. It felt like home.
That's all for today on Cherry Blossom BL Story. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this chapter? Did you like it? Or do you think something unexpected is coming? Comment your thoughts below. And subscribe for more stories.